Hey, hey, what's up, Joe Blow? I got it on now, boy. I got it on now, boy. Let's see. There it is. See, it's working now. It wasn't working very well earlier. How are you, my friends? Yes. See if we can get this on here. There it is. There I am. Yeah, see, I just had to restart. No big deal. No big deal. Let me change that image up right there, because we're going to have a discussion. Angels and demons. You watched that debate last night, right? Right. You watched it? I'm telling you. You got to understand. Biden won. And before you get all upset with me, you got to listen to me. I believe Trump let him win. If you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. But he got him. He got him. So many times. And let me tell you, the whole game up until yesterday with Biden was he was playing the underdog. He was to play the opposite of Trump. And last night, Trump played opposite of him. You need to listen to what I'm telling you. This is political dark arts. And if you don't realize that the reason why Joe Biden has been in the government for 45 years, he's a warlock. Folks, you gotta understand that. Last night was the culmination of a spell that has been playing since he entered. He's playing the underdog, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fall for his game. He won. Why do you think Wallace was up his ass like he was? Sorry, that's just what it was. It's just the way it is. I mean, think about it, folks. Trump let him laugh at him. Trump got him back because they are playing a game with each other. Don't you realize this? You see, truth be told, you say Trump is going to be a lot different next time around. You don't know that. You're just making yourself feel good about it. No, you can't do that. We gotta stop doing that, folks. Trump is the only hope for this country besides the Lord Jesus Christ right now. And I'm putting it like that for a reason. And I will tell you that if our country is to survive, Donald Trump must be elected. But if the Lord wants to unseat him to punish this nation further, you will have to accept it. I believe we are going to win. But you need to understand that these men have gotten where they've gotten for a reason. Don't be foolish. Don't be foolish. That money, that Hunter's money, folks, that's been laundered through Hunter to Joe and Hunter. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Oh, but you said, but what Trump said, you said he's got everything recorded. We got all the recordings. He's just messing with him. He don't have jack. He doesn't have it. They are playing a game. Truth be told, it is the art of the deal, but you got to understand, man, they're working on a different kind of level. And if you don't realize that Biden can sit there, he attacked, and Trump let him. Trump let him, folks. I don't know if that's good or bad. That's gonna be up to you. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, there were tons of things that I wish he would have said. And part of me wonders, like, hold on. Part of me wonders about, one second, I gotta work this out. Part of me wonders about this whole idea of, I'm losing my train of thought. You're gonna have to just give me a second so I can fix this. Hold on. There we go. There we go. They're playing a game. We're talking dark political arts, bottom line. And that's all I'll say. Hey, I want to show you something that I've been working on all day long. You know, hey, I will say before we talk about anything, right, you need to check this out. Because tonight is the 30th. We were going to draw tonight, but we didn't go on last night because of the debate. I forgot all about it. So this is your last chance. We will do the drawing tomorrow. The drawing will be tomorrow. $25 a spot. And you could win a 10-ounce silver bar. You do the math. Last time I looked, it was over $300 for that bar. It's just going up. Just going up. So this is your last chance. I'm going to do the drawing tomorrow. $25. Buy 2 books. You got to let me know that it was you. You got to let me know that you did it. Buy 2 of those print-on-demand books that are up there, and you'll get a spot. $25 to PayPal, CTFO. We purchase $25. $25 will get you spots. Our auto ship of $48 will get you 4 spots. Auto ship of $25 is going to get you 2 spots because you're going to pay twice. Masks, you see it there. You see it there. I don't want to spend any more time on it. Sorry about that. It was an accident. I turned this off. So angels and demons, ladies and gentlemen. Angels and demons. How much power does an angel have? A demon. How much power does a demon have? Can he create? There is no instance in the Bible of a demon creating. No. In fact, when the Lord was going to cast the demon out of that man that was foaming at the mouth, and you know the demons went into the pigs, they had to ask the Lord for permission to go into them. Think about that. Think about that. So, does a demon have the ability to create? You want to point to the Nephilim, you're looking at it wrong. A demon does not have the power to create. Only God can create. Hey, isn't it cool, man? We are talking like short sleeve days and leather jacket nights. Short sleeve days and leather jacket nights, Vincent Peretti. You know, with that black mask on. Here it comes, man. I'm going to have that black mask on, this leather jacket, leather boots, my black cowboy hat with the black shades and the black mask, walking through the mall. You know what I'm talking about? So, what they do is influence. Someone just mentioned. I want you to think about that. They cannot create. They can only influence. And that's why you gotta like really. A lot of people misinterpret the Nephilim. You don't. An angel cannot cohabitate with a human being and have a baby that is a hybrid. It does not work. It doesn't work, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't work. Spirit, they don't have the ability to do that. That is a fairy tale. Believe what you want. Believe what you want, but I'm telling you that I have been shown so many things about the book of Revelation because we have been reading the way we have been reading, right? In that we're seeing a heavenly scene and an earthly scene, a heavenly scene and an earthly scene. Yeah. Keep saying, when you say not yet, question mark, one word, you got to explain what you're saying. No one knows what you're talking about. So when you go to interpret these biblical books, right, you got to look at it from the perspective of that you're going to have a heavenly scene where God's going to, like you'll see, the book of Revelation will say, I saw one sitting on the clouds like a son of man. And he had a golden sickle in his hand. And an angel came forth and said, put your sickle in and reap, for the earth is ripe. And that's when all the blood is in the valley there up to the stirrups or the reins of a horse. Right? So you have a heavenly scene of the Son of Man putting his sickle through. The earthly scene is a great horror on the earth. You need to think about that. Think about that. You know, I went, man, I wanted to show you too. I'm going to show you soon. I want to show you my website before I start reading this. But I went to the World War II Museum today. And man, I got so angry at what people are doing to this country. So angry. You know, and what even makes me so much, I mean, man, like Tom Hanks, all these different actors. I heard Brett Pitt. I heard all these famous actors, their voices, right? And they can still be the socialist commie freaks they are. After doing that movie, the movie in there was incredible. Man, the whole place shook. The chairs shook. It was crazy. When you were in that plane, man, they had a real fuselage that was lowered down, and it was like attached to where the screen was. And the screen is flying around and shooting stuff, and you're shaking. It's cool. Really, really cool. You know, and man, I said, man, everyone should see that movie before a debate. Anyway, these actors are on here, and I just can't believe them. After reading this stuff, studying it, it just shows how deep evil is seated into the hearts of these actors, these pretenders. It's so weird, man. I watch a movie and I kind of get a little freaked out every once in a while. I look at my wife and I say, they're pretending, like little kids, pretending, playing doctor, playing a game. And we get off on it. We like to watch this stuff. It's just the way it is. I like a good movie. Everyone does. That's just the way it is. But man, we have the chance to to dispose of the current entertainment industry and remake it. It needs to be remade. In the 50s and 60s, it was, well, 60s, it was still good. The 50s, I mean, come on. We could redo it. I mean, I got a book. I'm a writer. Does anybody buy it? No, but Sean, your audience aren't readers. Yeah, I get it. That's fine. But my music, I use it to make the show. But we need to reestablish the entertainment industry. Check this out. I want to show you this. Let me see if I can get you on here. Hold on. Emery, if you are out there, I will tell you that my site has sped up a lot. I've sped it up a lot, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's sped up a lot. Look at I'm so proud of this site, folks. Let me just brag for a little bit. Let me dote. Doty, let me dote. Doty, let me dote. But look at this guy. Look at this guy right over here. Look at that. Right? And I'm going to show you this one first. This post. You go on here, thewardrummer.com. Visit my site. Visit the sponsors. Spend money there. That's how you can support me. Spend money on my books. Spend money wherever you want. Just support somebody. Support something you believe in. All right, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that artwork. Look at that artwork. I'm going to make it really big for you just a second. Man, I'm getting the hang of this. Look at that. I'll finish the job. But man, back in the day, our grandparents, they were a whole group of them that were like us. They were fighting. Their memes were on the street, dude. Their memes were on the street, right? So like that's the main art of the blog post. But then, man, check it out. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is the way I'm making my website. It's like a book, right? So swipe to move forward, or click next, or just sit back and watch. At any time, you could swipe or click to move in any direction. Man, is this tomorrow? Look at this. They were so afraid of communism and socialism. Look at that. Look at that. Attacking American people and burning America. Look at the people in the back with these hoods on. Look at this. That's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. How red is the little red schoolhouse? A Russian. A commie, folks. Red rape. Socialism. The crime of socialism. Headline Books 105. First Red Scare of 1917 and 1920. This is McCarthyism. McCarthyism has become a dirty word when it was the best thing that could have ever happened. Because we're going to bring it back. We got to bring it back to save this country. The first Red Scare, right? They had political cartoons like, this is socialism and this is freedom, and they're trying to stop it. Peace. This is what it is. They call it propaganda. It's Republican propaganda. It is not. A bomb blast badly damaged the residence of Attorney General Mitchell Palmer in the spring of 1919. Man, let me tell you, I'm sorry this is right there and I can't see it. I'm not going to go in and redefine it and fix it. But that tells this. I mean, dude, they were blowing people's houses up way back then in 1919. It's the same group, folks. And a European anarchist attempts to destroy the Statue of Liberty in this 1919 political cartoon. What are they going to do? What is about to happen? What is about to happen? What is about to happen to the Statue of Liberty? A European, I'm repeating it on purpose, folks. This is not a broken record. You know what these people do and who they are. Is this tomorrow? Socialism. The hammer and the sickle is socialism. The worker. Socialism is the program. Communism is the management of that program. Communism is socialism at its extreme. When you support our sponsors, you support us. You support our sponsors. Check this out. Wait. When you support our sponsors, you support us. I mean, come on, folks. Come on. You know, there are many things that you can do to support this show. And if you're not supporting this show, go support somebody else's show. Yeah, thewardrummer.com. These are cool, man. Wait till you see all the ones I'm going to put up. This is street art. This is their memes back in the 50s and 40s. Adults only. Exposed. Marijuana. Shattered hopes. Tangled lives. Divulging orgies of heritage or youth unheard of. Youth dissipation. What? Orgies of youth dissipation. Oh my God, but hey, they're trying to stop it because they believe that it is a symptom of communism. Sensational, daring, bold. We'll never change the blue and white to red. Ain't no way that flag is going to be fully red. The red iceberg. USA over here, and look what he's heading for. This is the Titanic, the god of the sea, the god of the earth. And here is communism, North Korea, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Poland, but yeah, you can't see it right here, but there's China. China's right here. And this is the red iceberg that is about to crash America. It's happening. We are in it. They were staving it off, but we became soft. We gave it to them. The Constitution, folks, what tells us that we are to arrest them. We're not to wait for them to arrest themselves. The most serious threat to our nation today, the Red Menace. Yeah. This is what they want. And this is what they were talking about back then. This is our people. This is our people. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Watching you. I found some shots of Ethel Rosenberg. to finish it off with that, Rosenberg's die in chair. They brought it here. They were the sacrifice to have everybody fight for them. That famous lawyer on Fox News, what's his name? Can't remember his name. He was a lawyer for these people. And McCarthy, along with his assistant, Roy Cohn, were prosecuting these people. And Donald Trump was being mentored by Roy Cohn. Anyway, so this is my blog. See see what that is? Monetization. That's what that is. Look at that. I wish the numbers weren't in front of it, but it says become a airborne bombardier or paratrooper. Sorry, paratrooper. Man, I went to the museum. It was incredible. Support us, folks. And then I got these other blog posts that I put up, and they're like story time stuff, right? So like President Trump's life in pictures, President Trump's life with Ivana. What happened? Can I show you this? Can I show you? I mean, you're going to be shocked. I mean, do you realize that Ivana, she's the mother of Ivanka, Don Jr., and Eric. Don Jr. is the oldest. And this is their mom. Folks, Trump is a regular guy. And I'm going to show you something. Life with Ivana. What happened? You know, I wanted to call this the Ivana years, because there is definitely a time period that we're dealing with here. Hey, while I fix this, don't forget, last chance to get a spot for that raffle. In New York City, with a group of models in 1976, Ivana met Donald Trump. On April 7th, 1977, 3 years later, Ivana M. Winkmerrill married Donald Trump at Marble Collegiate Church in a wedding officiated by Norman Vincent Peale. The couple became leading figures in New York society during the 1980s. He was born on the 6th day of the week, a Friday, and on the 6th month of the year, June 14th, 1946, a day and year that does not add up to the number 6. So we're good so far. He's not the Antichrist, hopefully. But you knew that already. Here he is, just 33 years old, meeting with a city official, discussing plans for his future Grand Hyatt on East 42nd Street. 1980. And this dude is not playing around. He's not playing around. Not at all. Let me see. Can I maybe make it bigger for you? You want it bigger? There you go. Hold on. There we go. 1980, and this dude is not playing around. He's 34, right? And then you go over here and you click, or you swipe. If you're on a phone, you can swipe. To think, this man has affected people's lives around the world for the good, and I'm sure for the bad in some cases, like everyone else, like all of us, like every one of us. (1978), Trump holding Don Jr. 1979, and yes, he's human, Don Jr. is a year old. Here, sorry, I forgot I had to move it down for you to see it. 1978, Trump holding Don Jr. 1979, yes, he's human. Don Jr. is a year old. This is a wild one right here. In the 70s, he thought he looked like Elvis. In 2015, Rolling Stone and Vanity Fair made sure he knew he didn't. Vanity Fair wrote a piece devoted on making fun of his hair. These people are sick. Can you imagine living life with this? An illustrated history of Donald Trump's hair. Warning, don't read before lunch. My gosh. So pathetic. Yeah, man, with these, I apologize. Some of these screens are, you can't see it. And look at these right here. Look at these. Look at this cat. I mean, I got a buddy. His name was Scott. I went to high school with him. Looked exactly like this guy right here. Right here. This is Trump. Look at him. Look at him. Now look at these. I don't think he looks like Elvis, but I do think he looks like one of the Brat Pack actors from the 80s. I see two. What about you? Look at this guy. Pretty in pink. Remember that? Right there. Totally looks like those guys. See? Not a nose, but right there, right here, even right there. It's like they modeled that character after him. You got to watch the show. Like this guy. Both of them. Support us, folks. Support us. 1979, just 1 year after Don Jr.'s birth, 33 and a multimillionaire. His apprenticeship with his father has gone well. In fact, he has surpassed him. 1986, he turned 40. He made it. It boggles my mind to this day who'd want a white baby grand piano, but there it is. Right there. Everything is white. Look at these kids. That's them. Look at them. They're beautiful. They're happy. He's happy. Look at that. Sorry. That's funny. That's something else. That's him. You're like, I've seen those before, have you? But we don't think much of Ivana. Ivana, where is Ivana? Remember Giotis? Remember when they'd call him Giotis when Q first showed up? President Reagan shaking hands with Donald and Ivana Trump during the state visit of King Fahd of Saudi Arabia at the state dinner in the Blue Room. Creating Giotis. Remember what they call it? What did Giotis stand for? Go find out. Creating Giotis. Look at that guy. You gotta love him. You gotta love him. There he is. But Dad, hey, what do you think of my pad here, huh? Yeah, hey, I like the flashy stuff, all right. His parents' house was so modest. Okay, let's start talking about Ivana a little more. More from Ivana. Let's see more. What happened? Okay, hold on. Let's see. see if I can get you a little closer in so we can get the whole thing in there so you don't miss anything. If you turn your phone, if you got a phone, turn it sideways, the whole screen will be filled. Pretty sure that's the way it works. Yeah, there they are. There's little Eric, Don, Ivanka. This is Ivanka. And Ivana. There she is, hair down. Look how young Trump is. There he is, so young. He looks hip to me. But there's Ivanka as well. Ivana from when her husband, her and Donald met to today. Then and now. Very dramatic. This is Ivanka, Don Jr. and Eric's mom. Look at these cats. Boy, they grew up. Didn't they change? Didn't they change? Man, they changed so much. Look at those kids. I mean, we're looking at the future presidents of America. If we don't destroy it yet, you still don't understand what happened. Let me show you. You still don't. You watch The Matrix? You ever watch it? You still don't understand what happened. Let me show you. Then and now. Maybe, but I don't think so. But no. I will show you exactly what happened. You ready? Where is that thing? Oh, right here. This is exactly what happened. Dun, dun, dun! She's my next one. Yeah, so that other girl that's tall, this is her mom. Yeah, I mean, the guy's human, folks. He's the best. Our nation depends on him becoming president. If Biden becomes president, it will be hell on earth. But I must tell you a secret that you've got to understand. You got to understand that if Trump wins, it's going to be such, oh my gosh, martial law will occur. Martial law will occur. Yeah, she was getting that plastic surgery done, I guess, before they mastered it, right? She, some of those ladies, they're addicted to it, and they just keep getting it. Just keep getting those. Mama, please stop. Stop getting the Botox and stop doing that. Your lips, great, please. Stop it, Mama Mia, not again. Not again. You got another Botox. Oh, but darling, I get it's for my migraines. Lips out to here. Yeah, folks, we had a raffle going. If you want, this is the only thing I'm going to push. I can push everything by pushing this, right? There are so many ways. We have someone that just bought a builder pack in CTFO. They started a little business by building it. They bought what they would buy, but they bought it in bulk. They became a little business. And now when I get her information, I'm going to put her link on this show as an appreciation to it, which means it will bring people to her show. To her link, her show, her link to build her business. I'll just come out and tell you what I made today, what I got paid today from doing CTFO was over $600 and some odd dollars. I got a bonus. I got a bonus because this is working. There's another guy. Rick's about to get a bonus because this works. What? Jamie said, what? What? So are we talking about who the mother of Ivanka, Don Jr., and Eric is? And just what happened in that marriage? I think it's interesting. I mean, behind a great man, there's been great struggles. And man, let me tell you, looking at that woman, he has had some struggles. Mm-hmm. He leases the car. He doesn't buy it. I'm telling you. I guarantee you. I guarantee it. I mean, folks, he may be different. This is not this is not a disqualification to be president, folks. I mean, if you're worshiping Donald Trump, if you're a Christian and you're worshiping Donald Trump, if you think he can do no wrong, that's not reality. That's not right. That's not right. Frederick Newcomb. Yeah. So join CTFO. They got links that they should be putting out there. Join CTFO. $25 get you a raffle shot at winning the 10-ounce silver bar. I'm going to draw it tomorrow. You can buy stuff on those websites or you can give to my PayPal. I prefer, in this instance, tonight, for the sake of this channel, to give to the PayPal account. I'm asking you. Vincent Peretti says, wait till you see the biz in 5 years, Sean. You know, I'm excited. I'm excited. And, yeah, you know, if you're a prayer, pray for my family. We have one last chance to go away together before my two oldest sons leave for good. And someone gave us a cabin rental for 4 nights and 5 days. So we are going to be voting by mail, like most people, but we're going to be doing it early, like most people. And we are going to be traveling up to Tennessee. And Donald, Leanne, Gwen, you and I have to talk. I'm sorry I haven't called you. I've been major busy. I might be too far. I'm going to be with my entire family. But we're going to go up there for a week. And I'm going to try to do shows from my phone for just little short clips. You know, I'm going to be writing blogs and stuff while I'm there because I can't not stop that. You know, so it's going to be rough to go on the trip, and we're going to need some extra cash. So keep us in your prayers. I've got some piano work that I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to get this website up. Trying to get that website up. That website is going to be another stream of income for this ministry. And as you can see, that's why it's got that news outlet look. So, $17 we are on. Isaiah 17. Let's see how long it is. So, hey, did you like that website? I mean, I wanted it to look, I'm finally happy with it. Let's see if I can pull it up again. See if it'll come out fast. It was really slow, but I fixed it. I got him going to do some work on me. Ah, there it goes. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. Sorry, I got to gloat. I'm sorry. I mean, this is what I do all day, working on this stuff, releasing posts. I put out a post every day. And like I said, I'm doing this new thing. And I'd like to take me reading it on the show and attach it to, like, you could have an option where you could have me read it to you. Yeah. The new society. That's what we are. We're war drummers, yes. But we are a new society. We are calling the church back to the Bible, folks. But through all of the error that has been taught. And it's easy to spot it once you just start reading it like a book. Seriously, reading it every day. Yeah. But this one, man, see, that's fast. That was fast. That was fast. Look at that. The red menace is real. Report all suspected communist activity. Psha! Can you imagine if we did that today? Is this tomorrow? America under communism. That's socialism. Right now. This is what's happening. How red is the little red schoolhouse? You know what they indoctrinate our kids with? It's China. It's China. China's red. Communism. Socialism. Red rape. The socialist. The crime. The crime. First Red Scare was in 1970 and 1920. See, they call it a scare. It's not a scare. It's people keeping this place free. And it was called McCarthyism, to make it a curse word so they could defame it. But folks, it was the greatest thing to ever happen to America, because it stopped this stuff that's happening now. And the reason why it's not being stopped is because their children are in government now. Is this tomorrow? Is socialism coming for you? Bernie Sanders, they told you. Bernie boy, they told you they'd burn it down. Why didn't Trump talk about this? Why? Why? Wild, huh? Marijuana will never change the blue and white to red. And her foot is on anarchy. The red iceberg. See, this was their memes. Their political cartoons. Their little books they would sell. I think it's awesome. I mean, very, very, very awesome. Isaiah 17. The hand is coming for the church, Glen Orgle. Yes, it is. A government solely run by man with no faith in God. It's called the beast system. And guess what? According to the Bible, that Antichrist system is going to be a Christian system. Yeah. Yeah. Antichrist instead of Christ. The beast had 2 lamb's horns. Christianity. Horns represent power. 17, Isaiah 17. The oracle concerning Damascus. Behold, Damascus is about to be removed from being a city. All of these countries All of these places are types, are cities, are countries, whatever, being used by God to demonstrate his wrath to us. How he does it. He can't change. Remember that? Remember that? Theology, folks. Theology. You need to hear this before. I mean, if we don't finish it, it's fine. You need to hear this. You need to hear this. Theology is a science. And, my son's a know-it-all. I mean, he really is. That's the problem. He really is. But he was asking these questions, crazy questions, questions that who would think of stuff like that? And I said, Dannon, do you know what the definition of science is? And he said, but the finding out. And I said, no, you're wrong. Science, the most basic definition of science, the truest definition of science, is the art of asking questions. The art of asking questions. You should write that down, because you have to get good at asking questions. And theology is a science. And theology, systematic theology, is a science. And systematic theology is putting the very thoughts of God into a system. And the problem is that all of these different systems paint God a different way. But if a good systematic theologian is studying all of these major views at one time, why? Why? Because it educates his question asking. When he asks a question, he has a grid to put it through, where, okay, this is the systematic theology of denomination A or denomination B. Yeah. Damascus is about to be removed from being a city. Okay? So we're going to get a view into how God is going to do this. And we're going to be able to look at an occasion today and see that God is doing that just to different people and with different objects, but still doing the same thing. Do you realize that that's what we've been saying all this time, right? All this time that we've been reading through Isaiah and Ezekiel and Jeremiah and Revelation, all these same chapters, and as they all line up, or are they falling back and forth, the chapters, the numbers, the paragraph headings, that's not inspired, folks. That was not there in the original. That's only put there for studying purposes. You have to get past the numbers, get past the chapter numbers. However, we can say, look, they're not very far behind. Revelation 17 was lining up with Ezekiel 16. I mean, they were right there. As you saw in Isaiah and Ezekiel, we saw an angel marking people, and then another angel coming around killing everyone that didn't have that mark. So the same God is doing the same thing. This one God wrote the novel. This is his mind. We have his mind. This is what it means to have the mind of Christ. We have the Bible. We don't have the mind of Christ in our brains unless we put this in it. And you need to put this in it. I would rather you read seriously 1 day a week and meditate on what you've read every day that week afterwards than have you just read and not think about what you're reading. Think about it. Don't you realize that when you think about, when you question a verse, that you are learning, that you are developing your brain, that you're rewiring it. And now, because of your relationship with Christ, now you're a new creation. Now you have the capacity to know God like what I'm telling you. This is how you do it. That we are saying that this is how he handles nations. So when we see it in the world, we say, there's God. Or this is how he handles people. And when we see it, we can say, there's God. First John deals with that majorly. We're saying that no one can see God and live at any time. But when you love one another, the love of God is perfected in you. See, the whole idea is that when you love one another, his love is made manifest. No one has seen God at any time, but if you love each other, they will. When two or more are gathered, you'll see him. That is what the quarantine was about. That was to take the Christians that are not serious out of the church. You can make salvation is by grace and faith alone. But let me tell you, when I say two and two or more are gathered, that is that you have to bear with one another to change. If you're not bearing with someone, you're not changing. And your wife does not count. Your wife does not count. Your children do not count. Well, two or more gathered. I'm here with my son. I'm here with my husband. And we're going to worship the Lord today in our living room. We're going to watch church on YouTube and we're going to praise God. And you won't see anyone except those who you know and are already comfortable with and already either hate or love. And you're already settled on the relationship. Yeah, but it makes me want to mend the things I've done and have a better relationship, of course. But it's those who you don't live with, those who bring you down, the ones who you would rather not be around. Just saying that you act like your Father in heaven and you be around them. And you let go of the I in ego. And you change yourself. That you allow the Word of God to change you. As long as it depends upon you, remain at peace with everyone. Paul says. Paul said, always consider others more important than yourself. Submit to the authorities. For this is the perseverance of the saints. These little nuggets that are in the book of Revelation that point to where we got to look. To point to where we got to look. To see that God is in control of every aspect of our lives right now. I'm sorry I'm not reading, but I got to tell you this. I got to tell you this. That we can see him at work if we study his word. So I should read it. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. The cities of Ar are forsaken. They will be for flocks to lie down in, and there will be no one to frighten them. The fortified city will disappear from Ephraim, and sovereignty from Damascus, and the remnant of Aram. And they will be like the glory of the sons of Israel, declares the Lord of hosts. Now in that day the glory of Jacob will fade, and the fatness of his flesh will become lean. He will be even like the reaper gathering the standing grain, and his arm harvests the ear. Or it will be like one gleaming ears of grain in the valley of Rephaim. Yet gleanings will be left in it like the shaking of an olive tree. 2 or 3 olives on the topmost bough, 4 or 5 on the branches of a fruitful tree, declares the Lord. O God of Israel. 2 or 3 olives on the topmost bough, 4 or 5 on the branches of the fruitful tree of a fruitful tree. He's saying it ain't going to be very fruitful this year. And those fat people are going to be made skinny. Going to be made skinny. Two or 3 olives on the topmost bough, 4 or 5 on the branches of a fruitful tree. Declares the Lord, the God of Israel, in that day man will have regard for his maker. When man is so fat, getting what he wants, fat, dumb, and happy, eating all he wants, gluttonous, doing whatever he wants, he has no regard for the Lord. The only time he does is when he's faced with his death, when he's brought to the end of his rope. That is when they call out to God. No other time. No other time. In that day, man will have regard for his Maker, and his eyes will look to the Holy One of Israel. He will not have regard for the altars, the work of his hands. See, that's what God is doing right there. Nor will he look to nor will he look to that which his fingers have made, even the Asherim and incense stands. In that day, their strong cities will be like forsaken places in the forest, or like branches which have been abandoned before the sons of Israel. And the land will be a desolation, for you have forgotten the God of your salvation, and have not remembered the rock of your refuge. Therefore, you plant delightful plants and set them with vine slips of a strange God. In the day that you plant it, you carefully fence it in, and in the morning you bring your seed to blossom, but the harvest will be a heap in a day of sickliness and incurable pain. Meaning, you put it up, you did it man's way, and you did it the whole time you do it, man, you're saying, man, it's going to be a great harvest. I'm going to build so much. I'm going to feed my family with this. I'm going to do it all myself. And it is going to feed your family with a great harvest of famine and pestilence. Ha! Ha! Crazy, huh? This is God. This is how God treats his children. Them. Corporately. It's corporate. That's why it's different. It's corporate. And he's teaching us. The Bible I'm using is a New American Standard, but it's not the King James Version. If you're still arguing for that, you're in the wrong place, because you missed the boat. Okay, so you can like it, just don't fight for it. In that day, their strong cities will be like forsaken places in the forest, are like branches which they abandoned before the sons of Israel, and the land will be a desolation. And you have forgotten the God of your salvation and not remembered the rock of your refuge. Therefore, you plant delightful plants and set them with vine slips of a strange God. And in the morning you bring your seed to blossom, but the harvest will be a heap in a day of sickliness and incurable pain. Ha ha! Alas! The uproar of many peoples who roar like the roaring of the sea and the rumbling of nations, who rush on like the rumbling of mighty waters. The nations rumble on like the rumblings of many waters, but he will rebuke them and they will flee away. And he chased like chaff in the mountains, before the wind, are like hurling dust before a gale. At evening time, behold, there is terror. Before morning, they are no more. Such will be the portion of those who plunder us, and the lot of those who pillage us. Yes, sir. He ain't playing. He ain't playing. He ain't playing. He ain't playing. How we doing, folks? $25. Get your raffle ticket. Get your raffle ticket. Get yourself a raffle ticket to win a 10-ounce silver bar, folks. Thank you. Thank you, Vincent. Jerry, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. The pillars of this ministry. Thank you. Thank you. Jeremiah 17. USAF 06 says, for those who have a Kindle, you can get free Bibles, including NASB. So if you got any kind of tablet, you can get Kindle, too. The sins of Judah is written down with an iron stylus. Stylus, like, with a diamond point, it is engraved upon the tablet of their heart. There it is. And on the horns of their altars. As they remember their children, so they remember their altars and their Asherim by green trees on the high hills. O mountains of mine in the countryside, I will give over your wealth and all your treasures for booty, your high places for sin throughout your borders, and you will, even of yourself, let go of your inheritance. Folks, you got to understand that the curse of sin applies to you, right? The eventual outcome of sin is always the same. You got to realize that. And you will even of yourself let go of your inheritance. And, you got to pay for your sin. Sin has to be paid for. Here and in eternity. You have to pay for your sin here. Whether you're a Christian or not, you have to pay the consequences. I'm telling you, if you don't think so, you are delusional. You're a delusional person if you don't think there are consequences to your wrongdoings. So you have to pay the price here. It's in eternity that you don't, if you have given your life to the Lord. So you will pay. And don't you understand that folks, you got to understand that you need to listen, because this is from the Lord, that all sin has to be paid for. And the Lord's going to get payment. And the consequences to your sin is his payment. It's called his wrath. Think about what I just told you. Think about it a long, long time, because it is scary. And the Bible proves that it's true. There are consequences. And the Bible is teaching you how to avoid those consequences. Physically, you're going to avoid them when you die. You're going to be in eternity with him forever in bliss. But while you're here, it ain't going to be sweet if you're going around messing a lot of things up for people and yourself. Bottom line. Yeah, USAF 06 says we are forgiven for sin, but still face the consequences, just like David and Bathsheba. God forgave him, but killed his firstborn. Right. See? And you say, but now you're saying that if anything goes wrong with us, that means that God is judging us. Didn't Job handle that? Yeah, Job did handle it. The problem is that you failed to see that God is doing it all in Job. That's the argument. have you made the seas? When have you balanced the tempest with this and done this? When have you? That's what the Lord said to Job. You question me? Everything changes, folks. If you see the characters in the Bible for who they really are, they're who they say they are. But when you realize that Satan is doing what he's supposed to do because he's following a script that was already written by God thousands of years ago, and we are privileged to have this. And the people that don't believe don't have it. As simple as it's right there in front of them. And you will, even of yourself, let go of your inheritance that I gave you, and I will make you serve your enemies. In the land which you do not know, these are the consequences. These are the management of the consequences. God is managing this person's consequences. That's what it's saying. That this is the direct result of their wrongdoing, trespassing. They trespassed against God. They went on his territory. And they have to pay a toll. I will make you serve your enemies in the land which you do not know, for you have kindled a fire in my anger, which will burn forever. Thus says the Lord, cursed is the man who trusts in mankind and makes flesh his strength, and whose heart turns away from the Lord. I'm telling you that is the beast system, is when man does things in his own power. When man says, I'm a Christian, I'm not going to wear a mask. I don't have to wear a mask. God, I'm not going to put that on me. A real Christian sees that the Bible talks about submission to the government. And that the Lord told Peter when he cut the soldier's ear off, this is not the way, man. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. And in Revelation, that he who goes to, if you must go to prison, go to prison. If you live by the sword, you die by the sword. This is the perseverance of the saints. To give in to God and not your own desire. Cursed is the man who trusts in mankind and makes flesh his strength. A curse is the natural consequences to what will happen. God has put something in motion, and if you trespass, you're going into that thing, into that consequence. And when you go into that consequence, you're trespassing, and you will face the consequence. If you trespass, if the Lord says, "Thou shalt not kill," that is the boundary. Don't go there. If you go there, if you trespass that, if you trespass against God and go there, only God has the right to kill. If you do that, you are going to suffer the spiritual and physical consequences of it. That has been placed in stone. And when you trespass into that, you got to pay the toll, baby. You got to pay the toll. That's funny, huh? For he will be like a bush in the desert. He will live in stony wastes. For he will be like a bush in the desert, and will not see when prosperity comes, but will live in stony wastes in the wilderness, a land of salt without inhabitant. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, and whose trust in the Lord, and whose trust is the Lord. For he will be like the tree planted. Delight in him. You got to learn to delight in him. Delight in him, ladies and gentlemen. Delight in him. I am not holy because I am able to not sin. I am holy because I delight in him. And that the only reason that I'm able to delight in him is because I have been washed with the blood of his Son, Jesus Christ, which gives me the access and the ability to delight in him. And the only reason I can delight in him besides that is because I am doing it according to his word. The chief end of man, his primary purpose is to glorify God and enjoy him forever. Number one of the Westminster Confession. Number two, the way we glorify God and enjoy him through forever is through his holy word. Number two. I'll get to number three when I memorize it. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, for whose trust is the Lord. For he will be like a tree. Man, did you get it? You're not holy because you are able to not sin. Holy because I delight in him. I have the ability to delight in him. I have the ability to know him. That is the secret of the blood of Jesus, of being grafted into his family, being called one of his children, Christian. I'm a little Christ, a Christian, a Christian. C-R-H-R-I-S-T-E-A-N, is that it? Or I-A-N? It's I-A-N, right? I-A-N. Sorry, I failed spelling. I'm not good at it at all. I'm just a writer that can't spell. Right? We're little Christs. And he's the Father. The Father is Jesus. And we're his children. Wild, huh? Wild. Follow my website. Man, I'm putting all these things up there like that. If you like this kind of show, go to the website. Follow it. You know, read what I write. Cursed is the man who trusts in mankind and makes flesh his strength. Remember that. For he will be like a bush in the desert. But blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, and whose trust is the Lord. For he will be like a tree planted by water, that extends its roots by a stream, and will not fear when the heat comes, but its leaves will be green, and it will not be anxious in a year of drought, nor cease to yield fruit. You ain't gonna be able to pull that off if you don't learn to bear with people. I'm telling you. You can't leave a church because you get mad at something you don't like. You leave because you're not bearing with one another. You got to put up. Give it a while. And when the problems get to the pastor, then it's time to go. I'm telling you, I'm a Marine when it comes to church. Go in and stand. Let me tell you. The heart is more deceitful than all else and is desperately sick. Who can understand it? The heart is desperately wicked and evil above all things, deceitful above all things. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I test the mind, even to give to each man according to his ways, according to the results of his deeds. It's so profane. It's such a profane thing when men try to tell other people what they think. The only reason you did this was because you wanted to see me cry. You wanted to break my heart. My mom would say, the only reason you turn your music up so loud is because you know I don't like it. Okay. 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 I, the Lord, search the heart. I test the mind, even to give to each man according to his ways, according to the results of his deeds. As a partridge that hatches eggs which it has not laid, so is he who makes a fortune, but unjustly. In the midst of his days it will forsake him, and in the end he will be a fool. A glorious throne on high from the beginning is the place of our sanctuary. O Lord, from the beginning, if you do it God's way from the beginning, man, it's going to be awesome. O Lord, the hope of Israel, all who forsake you will be put to shame. Those who turn away on earth will be written down, because they have forsaken the fountain of living water, even the Lord. Hear me, O Lord, and I will be healed. Save me, and I will be saved, for you are my praise. Look, they keep saying to me, where is the word of the Lord? Let it come now. But as for me, I have not hurried away from being a shepherd after you, nor have I longed for the woeful day. You yourself know that the utterance of my lips was in your presence. Do not be a terror to me. You are my refuge in the day of disaster. Let those who persecute me be put to shame. But as for me, let me not be put to shame. Let them be dismayed, but let me not be dismayed. Bring on them a day of disaster and crush them with twofold destruction. Lord, do it, please. Do it. Thus the Lord said to me, go and stand in the public gate, through which the kings of Judah come in and go out, as well as in the gates of Jerusalem, and say to them, listen to the word of the Lord, kings of Judah, and all Judah and all inhabitants of Jerusalem who come in through these gates. Thus says the Lord, take heed for yourself, and do not carry any load on the Sabbath day or bring anything in through the gates of Jerusalem. You shall not bring in a load out of your houses on the Sabbath day, nor do any work, but keep the Sabbath day holy, as I commanded your forefathers. Yet they did not listen or incline their ears, but stiffened their necks in order not to listen or take correction. But it will come about, if you listen attentively to me, declares the Lord, to bring no load in through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, but to keep the Sabbath day holy by doing no work on it. Then there will come in through the gates of this city kings and princes, sitting on the throne of David, riding in chariots and on horses. If you keep his word, he's going to bless you. And this city will be inhabited forever. They will come in from the cities of Judah and from the environs of Jerusalem and from the land of Benjamin, from the lowland, from the hill country, and from the Negev, bringing burnt offerings, sacrifices, grain offerings, and the incense, and bringing sacrifices of thanksgiving to the house of the Lord. But if you do not listen to me to keep the Sabbath day holy by the carrying a load and coming into the gates of Jerusalem on the Sabbath day, then I will kindle fire in its gates, and it will devour the places of Jerusalem and not be quenched. Whew. Whew. You know what time it is now, right? I'm not going to be able to do Ezekiel and Revelation. I got to do my push-ups. I got to do the push-ups. 22. I took Veteran Who Approves. I took his advice. And I said, I can still do 22 days on the show. I had to let him heal. Had to let him heal. All right, 1 second. All right, so I'm going to do 22, remember? And this is for Veterans Suicide Hotline. Let me just quickly get that really quick. You know, if can't get in Facebook. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to do 22 push-ups. I don't want to do them, but I accepted the challenge, and I'm going to be a loser if I don't. Bottom line, right? Bottom line. So here we go. Oh, I don't feel like doing it. 2. $17, 20, 23, just to be safe. Gosh. Whew. All right, folks. I'll see you, remember, last night for the raffle. $25 get you a spot. And not a lot of people. Thank you, Michelle, Vincent, Jerry. Hopefully one of you win. Whew. Thank you. Take it easy. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.